Thanks for joining us today to talk a little bit about dashboards and reports in your SalesNexus database. These are really great tools to manage all of the aspects of your business that are important to you, things that you want to see, whether it's a snapshot version or some detail on what's been happening in your business. So let's get started and take a look at that in the database. You'll navigate over here to the SalesNexus logo, and you'll see the drop-down here. Let's address dashboards first. So we're going to go over and take a look at my dashboard. This is going to be your quick view. You have the option to have 9 different graphs here in this particular view. Of course, you can create more graphs than that, as many as you need for your business, and save those, and we'll address that in just a moment on how to look at those. Again, a dashboard is simply a quick snapshot in time of specific details that are important to you and that you want to track in your business. In this case, you can see some of the common dashboards that we set up in our databases, whether it's activities that your team has taken care of in a specific time frame, open sales opportunities that you have within your pipeline, closed or won deals that you've closed, and again, other items that are important to you. So let's take a look at setting up one of these dashboards. Again, navigate back to the logo here and simply select Create or Edit Dashboards. Then here, you want to be sure that you select My Dashboard, so that here you then see all of the graphs that you have built into your dashboard. Again, not all of these will be visible on that screen, the My Dashboard screen. That will house 9 specific dashboards. So even if you have other dashboards created, you may not see all of those in that view, but you can certainly navigate and get to those as you need to. You can also rearrange your dashboard graphs so that if you want to change the position of a particular graph that you're looking at or add one to that view that you're looking at that is not currently there, you simply select that dashboard, and then you can move it up or down based on its location. So here, this is a dashboard that has already been built. And let's say that I want to edit this based on the criteria that's set up today. I want to change that. So for now, I'm grouping it by the day, and I'm looking at it on a week-to-week basis. So let's say that I want to change that, and I want to take a look at this on a monthly basis. So I might select it and change it to this month rather than today. So once I make that change in my criteria and I select Save, then it will adjust accordingly. Again, you have many options here in the criteria that you use to build your database. So you can always make those kind of changes, whether it's a time frame change or a specific item that you're measuring. For instance, here in this activity, we are looking at when these items are cleared. You may want to change that and look at a different piece of criteria to measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of different changes here just to give you an idea of the flexibility that you have when you're building your dashboards and when you need to make a change to those specific dashboards. So again, this is an activities dashboard. You have options here to build a dashboard based on contact records and the things that happen in the contact area, activities, things that your team is doing that you want to keep track of, even your notes that are in your database. Sales, of course, very, very big function there, and we'll walk through a couple of those shortly. Your email campaigns that you set up for marketing, you may want to build a dashboard based on that. So let's go take a quick look at the options that you have in a sales dashboard. So I'm going to show you one that we've already have set up here, which is open sales opportunities. Again, this is an existing dashboard, but we will also walk through the process of setting up a brand new dashboard, which is very easy simply by hitting the blue plus sign here and then creating a new dashboard with all new criteria. So let's take a look at doing that. So I'm going to give my graph a name, and then I'm going to go in and fill out the criteria that I want to use to build this particular dashboard graph. So it's a sales activity, of course, so we're going to choose the selection there for sales. And then we want to determine what is the key piece of information that we'd like to see there and have grouped into our dashboard. So again, it's solely based on the needs that you have within your business. So you have quite a few options here that you could do. You may want to simply look at it based on a type of product. So that's what I'm going to select here. And then I want to be able to look at that and say, let's do this for the current month. And I'm going to base it on the close date, which means that sales opportunity was closed in the system, or excuse me, create timestamp, because we're looking at open, not closed. My apologies. Then you have some options on the type of graph that you want to build, whether it's just a basic bar graph, whether you want to build this for only specific users within your database. So if you are building a dashboard for yourself and you manage a specific team of salespeople, you may just want to do it that way, and that way your results show up for only the salespeople on your team. You're also able to select that based on a drop-down list, and what that means is a field in your database that you've built as drop-down menu options. So in this case, we're looking at open sales for a particular product, and we want to take a look at it based on the sales stage, or where are they at in the buying process. And then you can take a look at what those values are based on what you've built into your database. So let's say we simply want to see all of the sales that are open in our pipeline for a particular type of product, and we want to see that for this month. And then we want to see that based on the sales stage where we've already done a group demo for this particular person or contact, or maybe only those that we have sent a proposal to. You can see here you're also able to filter that even further if you want to add other specific filters here. So let's go ahead and save that. And so basically what I have here now is based on product and based on the fact that we have sent a quote or a proposal to these prospects, it gives me that information here. And so it shows me that I've got something here in this particular product name, and then I have some other information here. And in order to dig into that, you can simply click on that, and then it's going to take you directly into your database information, so you know in this case what prospect has taken that quote on, and then you can look at it, and if you need to, of course, move forward to schedule activities or delegate another activity or an action to your team, you're able to do that. So again, you can clearly see dashboards are a really great tool to monitor what's important in your business. Let's move on to talk about reports. The difference between a dashboard and a report, the dashboard again is going to be a snapshot in time, as you clearly saw on the dashboard view. The reports are going to give you a chronological list based on how the data that you select that you want to see in that report, and give you a little bit more detail. And then, of course, you're also able to get that into a format of an Excel spreadsheet, for example, if you need to take that data and manipulate it or work through it even further and do something different with that data. So again, you can see you have a few different options. You can take a look at notes reports, which are all the notes that are in your database based on contacts or other criteria. You can take a look at your sales reports. Activity reports, again, if you want to have a specific report that you're looking at based on your team or your activities, you're able to do that. And then we also have the custom reports. I'm going to take a quick look at that and just walk through this really quickly with you. These are standard reports that we build directly into a database environment. Again, we can also add to this based on specific needs that your business may have, and you're welcome to reach out to us at support and talk to us if you feel like you have some specific needs for your business where you need to have some custom reports created for you, and we're happy to work with you and help you achieve that. But again, you have a list of core or default reports that we will add to your database that you will see here under the Custom Reports options. And then you're simply able to go in and choose one of those reports. Let's take a look, for instance, at what we call the unsubscribed report. And basically what that is anybody that is not subscribed to your specific email campaigns. We'll ask you to select a date range. This may be a very short date range. It may not show me any results. But there we go. So then your result is what we call a crystal report or a defined report, and it gives you the information that you're looking for here. Of course, you have the option to print this report as well, should you need to do that. You can also save the report or export it and then save it. So let's go back over and take a look at some of the other reports. Let's talk a little bit about activity reports. Again, if you'd like to track activities that you are logging into your particular database environment, or let's say you manage a team and you'd like to look at some of the activities and things that they're doing, then you're able to do that here. You'll build the criteria very similar to what we did in the dashboards. The nice thing here, just like dashboards, is once you've done that, you're able to save that activity. I've saved a few here, so what I'm going to do is go in and select that. Select load. Then I'm going to run that report. Depending on the size of the report or the data that you're pulling will determine the time it takes to run this report and then notify you via your screen. You do have a few options based on the type of report, again, that you're pulling and the format. So I'm going to go ahead and let that load and take you back here and walk through some of that for you. So again, we are looking at an activity report. So you're able to drill in and determine what activities do I want to see on this report. In this case, this particular report, I wanted to see all of the activities that were cleared or completed. Of course, you're able to set how you want to sort that data. And then, of course, even more. So this is basically 3 layers of sorting for you. You're able to group it when you get the output report by user, by contact, by date, by type of activity. Then you're able to do that even more. I'm just going to say summary. You can select a specific date range. You can also determine, do you want this for all the contacts in your database, just a current contact that you, or a current lookup that you recently did. And you're also able to select the report format. The standard default setting is XLS, which is an Excel file. You can also set that to a text or a printable HTML format. Some of the other options that you have here too, in addition to selecting a date range, for instance, or simply a time frame, just kind of like you did in the dashboard arena. You're also able to select that by specific users within your database. So again, if you're a manager managing a specific team, it would be a good idea to set your reports up and then go in and select just the users or the people that are on your team. Before I take a look and show you the report that generated, I want to show you a few of the options here as far as your view capabilities and what you can see there. Based on activity, you're able to add columns and then move those columns around for your view. So I've added a cleared status, for instance, here, and let's say I want to move that up. So I just save that, and then once I open my reporting to view, that will be an added column to my spreadsheet since I selected the format of XLS or an Excel file. So what I'm going to do here is open that up. Again, depending on the size of your file, it may take a moment. That looks like I may have done user error there and maybe mis-selecting something to get the right report or format that I needed. And again, I'm going to go back to the detail here for you while we wait for that report to pull. Again, like I said, if this is something that you want to run and pull on a recurring basis, it's always a great idea to go ahead and save that report. It will ask for a name. So you give that report a name. And then what that will do is save over here into your list of reports so that you don't have to come in and select your criteria every time you want to run this particular report. So again, I have to go in here and set my query up. I'm going to leave everything status quo there. I'm going to select this option. I'm just going to select a specific user. I may want to select a few. And again, it's still loading the previous report. But this will show you again, based over here, go back to your listing of what you have available. And it's going to drive you, whether you select the sales report, the activity report, which we're looking at right now, notes report is very similar in the criteria specifics that you'll be asked to set up. You can always save that so that you can simply pull it from a drop-down list where you've saved what you're wanting to report on and what report you may want to pull on a recurring basis. So again, you can see the value here in getting the data that you have in your database into a format that you can work with. Whether that's a report or a dashboard, we hope that you have learned that this is a very valuable piece of the feature of the dashboard. Again, we're always here to help you. Reach out to us with support. We're more than happy to help you set up specific reports or specific dashboards. Thanks for joining us today.